Welcome to Howland Public Library's very special fairy story time today. We are doing this in conjunction with the wonderful Beacon Fairy Walk, which is going on this week all through Beacon, the week of October 4th to October 10th. Go to www.beaconfairywalk for information on everything that's going on this week having to do with fairies. And we ask you to join us right now for a story time. Hello. Yes, it's me, Miss Ginny, at the library. And of course, Ariel is joining me today. And we have on our fairy flowers today because fairies are such wonderful, special creatures. And they're just so magical. And we love to read about them and talk about them and maybe even find one. You never know. So Ariel, shall we sing our welcoming song and then we'll get started? Okay. The more we get together, the more we get together, the happier we'll be. 'Cause your friends are my friends and my friends are your friends. The more we get together, the happier we'll be. Ariel, I'm going to sit you down here. Maybe you can watch with us. There you go. And I have a very special story called Backyard Fairies. It's written by Phoebe Wall, and it's published by Knopf Penguin Random House Books. Have you ever found, while on your own, tiny, magical somebody's home? Maybe on the fairy walk you will. Or sensed a fluttering, a flickering flight, gone when you turn, just out of sight. Or have you heard a little trill or a tone, or seen a suspicious looking stone? Maybe one morning you wake up to see that the dog's hair was braided by somebody wee. Can you imagine that? You might leave an offering, then you discover it's vanished by morning, replaced by another. Such beautiful pictures, aren't they? Have you ever woken up when the moon is round and crept out of bed to follow the sound of what must be the music of magical sprites singing and strumming and dancing at night? You wind through a forest of branches and brambles. The woods are awake, making way for your rambles. Hoot, hoot, hoot. Did you see the owl? Where are they? Could they be there? You search and you search till you just can't see straight, only turning back home when the hour grows late. Are they out there? You wonder, curled up in your bed. The fairy's reply is right on your head. And that was Backyard Fairies by Phoebe Wall. Well, I was thinking that, today or I should say on Tuesday, there were things going on for the Beacon Fairy Walk, and one of them was about making fairy stones. And I have some cool examples that my friend Michelle, who works at the library, gave me. She painted these beautiful magical stones. And here, let me show you some more. You can make a bug, find any cool, smooth, round stone, or maybe even one that looks like a mountain. You can even paint both sides if you like. And you can leave them in your garden or outside someplace when you're taking a walk for someone else to find, or on a windowsill, anywhere you like. But fairy stones are so beautiful and magical too. There's a big stone in this picture with a fairy sitting on a mushroom. Fairies have, like butterflies almost, these beautiful, we call them gossamer, or almost see-through wispy wings, just like this butterfly. So beautiful, and they're just fun to imagine being out there at night. I have another book, which is one of my very favorites, called If You See a Fairy Ring. And this book is made up of fairy poems by some rather famous people, and it has beautiful illustrations or pictures that can even change. So I would like to read you a couple. The first one is called The Sunshine Fairies. Oops, let me move my hand. Take note of the little one in red. Now, fairies, by the way, can be boys and girls. Sunshine Fairies. The little sunshine fairies are out on sunny days. They gaily go a-dancing along the country ways. They paint the flower faces, the leaves of forest trees, and tint the little grasses, all waving in the breeze. They color all the apples and work for days and weeks to make the grapes bloom purple and paint the peaches' cheeks. Ah, there's a tiny fairy. She's in the garden bed. It's little ray of sunshine who makes the roses red. And this poem was written by Laura Ingalls Wilder. And there's a little ray of sunshine painting the roses red. Here's another one. I'll show you the picture first. Do you see those clouds? They don't look very happy. And here's why. Two little clouds, one summer's day, went flying through the sky. They went so fast, they bumped their heads. Ouch! And they both began to cry. Old Father Sun looked out and said, "Oh, never mind, my dears. I'll send my little fairy folk to dry your falling tears." One fairy came in violet, and one more indigo. In blue, green, yellow, orange, and red, they made a pretty row. They wiped the clouds' tears all away, and then from out the sky, upon a light of sunbeams, made they hung their gowns to dry. Written by Juliana Horatia Ewing. And now this is one of those magical pictures that opens up. And there they are, making a rainbow. Cool, huh? I love this book. I have one more called The Child and the Fairies. This author, by the way, is unknown, but it was written many, many years ago. A Child and the Fairies. The woods are full of fairies. The trees are all alive. The river overflows with them. See how they dip and dive? What funny little fellows. What dainty little dears. They dance and leap and prance and peep and utter fairy cheers. And don't they look like they're having fun in the woods? So if you go walking on a fairy walk this week, who knows, maybe you'll see some evidence that there were some fairies about. You know, when we think of fairies, we usually think of the nighttime when they are supposed to come out. We usually don't see fairies during the day. And because they come out at night, like the owls and the bats and the skunks, we're usually sleeping and we don't see them, but sometimes we see something that may look like, a little, excuse me, Ariel, a little fairy house, a pile of stones, something that looks like somebody was there. You never know. So Ariel, on that note of fairies that come out at night, sometimes we think of this song because also what comes out at night are the stars, and they twinkle and glow and are glittery, just like fairies, way up in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are, up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Well, thank you so much for joining Ariel and I for a story time during Fairy Week. And I want to remind you again that Fairy Week is going on right here in Beacon. If you go to www.fairywalk.com, you will see all the offerings for the week. Don't forget to go on a fairy walk. Well, Ariel and I would like to say goodbye for now, and thank you so much for joining us at Howland Public Library. Are you ready to give, we always call it a butterfly hug, but let's call it a fairy hug this week, because fairies have wings too. Cross your arms over onto your shoulders and flutter them like they're wings, fairy wings, and say hugs to all. Goodbye for now.